Hey movie lovers, welcome back to Movie Mosaic, the channel where we bring you every kind of movie under the sun, from hidden indie gems to binge-worthy thrillers, packed with recaps, reviews and recommendations you didn't know you needed. Before we dive in, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video with your fellow movie addicts. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Today we are cracking open 5 wild, twisted, scandal-packed movies all about betrayal, desire, and secrets that should have stayed buried. We've got Out of Control, The Desiring, Every Breath You Take, Before the Dawn, and closing out strong with Travel Essentials. Stick around till the end because these stories get messier with every minute. Let's get into it. Number 1 on our list is Travel Essentials, directed by Kamila Tarabura. And this slow-burning psychological drama is absolutely loaded with secrets. Ada is an American journalist of Polish origin who has just relocated to Hamburg with her partner, trying to adjust to a brand new life in a brand new country. But just as she's settling in, a mysterious package shows up at her office, and that single moment cracks open a chain of events that will change everything. As Ada digs deeper, she starts uncovering secrets that hit far closer to home than she ever expected. Secrets involving trust, betrayal, and relationships that aren't what they seem. The further she investigates, the more her own personal life starts unraveling right alongside the story she's chasing, blurring the line between her professional curiosity and her private pain. Loyalty gets tested, relationships fracture, and Ada is forced to confront uncomfortable truths about the people closest to her. Travel Essentials masterfully combines mystery, emotional tension, and slow-burning suspense, making it the perfect way to close out today's list. If you love stories that build quietly before exploding into chaos, this one is for you. Coming in at number 2 is Before the Dawn, directed by Holben, and this one dives straight into forbidden territory. Lila is a young high school teacher who moves to a brand new town hoping for a fresh start far away from her painful past. But fresh starts rarely go as planned, and Lila finds herself crossing a line she never thought she would when an intense connection forms between her and a troubled student. What begins as something she desperately tries to resist quickly turns into an emotional, dangerous, all-consuming relationship that threatens to destroy her career, her reputation, and everything she's worked to rebuild. Every secret glance, every stolen moment pulls her deeper into a situation she knows she cannot control, and the closer she gets to him, the more her old life starts crumbling around her. This is a story about desire colliding head-on with consequence, about two broken people finding each other in the worst possible way, and about a woman forced to choose between doing what's right and giving in to what she wants. Before the Dawn is intense, emotional, and dripping with tension from start to finish. At number 3 we have Every Breath You Take, directed by Vaughn Stein, and this psychological thriller will absolutely mess with your head. Philip is a psychiatrist whose perfectly controlled life implodes the moment one of his patients takes her own life. Racked with guilt, he makes the decision that destroys everything. He invites the patient's grieving brother into his own home to meet his wife Grace and his daughter. At first it seems like an act of kindness, but this brother has secrets, intentions, and a darkness simmering just beneath the surface. Slowly but surely he weaves himself into every part of this family's life, getting closer to Grace in ways that blur every boundary a married woman should keep. Trust shatters, jealousy creeps in, and Philip starts realizing the person he let into his home may have been the most dangerous decision of his entire career. Is his wife being pulled in right under his nose, or is something far more sinister unfolding? Every secret eventually surfaces, every lie eventually cracks, and by the final act this family is torn apart in ways nobody could have predicted. Every Breath You Take is suspense, betrayal, and obsession all wrapped into one chilling story. Coming in at number 4 we have The Desiring, directed by Byron Lamarque, and this is one twisted Southern Gothic thriller you will not see coming. Richard is living the simple life, hunting, working, loving his wife Claire, until the day he catches her in the act with his close friend Eric. Now here's where it gets disturbing. Instead of rage, instead of heartbreak, Richard feels something else entirely, an obsession, a pull he cannot explain, and he starts secretly watching them again and again. Haunted by memories of his fanatically religious father whose own desperate hunger for something more drove him to take his own life, Richard spirals deeper into this twisted fascination, blurring every line between love, betrayal, and self-destruction. The closer he gets to watching Claire and Eric, the closer they get to each other, and Richard slowly realizes he may have never truly loved her at all. This is a slow-burning descent into obsession, grief, and the darkest corners of desire, and by the end Richard has to face the one thing he's been running from his entire life, himself. The desiring is uncomfortable, unforgettable, and impossible to look away from. Number 5 on our list is Out of Control, directed by Emmanuel Anyaka, and this one will have you gripping your seat from minute 1. Natasha is trapped in a marriage that looks fine on the outside but is crumbling on the inside thanks to a husband who's controlling, abusive, and impossible to please no matter how hard she tries. She walks on eggshells every single day, suppressing herself, swallowing her pain, pretending everything is okay just to keep the peace. But then a mysterious stranger crosses her path and suddenly her whole world tilts on its axis. This man awakens something in her she thought she'd buried forever: desire, rebellion, the courage to want more than just survival. As Natasha edges closer to the stranger, she's forced to ask herself the question every trapped woman eventually asks: do I stay loyal to a marriage that's killing me slowly, or do I finally choose myself even if it means burning everything down? Out of Control isn't just a title. It's a warning of what happens when desperation meets temptation and nobody walks away unscathed. This is raw, emotional, and dangerously relatable. And that wraps up today's Movie Mosaic recap. 5 stories, 5 betrayals, 5 unforgettable journeys into desire and deception. Which one hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments, give this video a like, share it with someone who needs a new watch list, and subscribe so you never miss our next deep dive. Until next time, keep watching, keep discovering, and we'll see you in the next recap.